boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Bleeves. We're here to talk about this crazy, actually, we're not here to talk about this crazy crypto world. We are here to do some trading. I put $5,000 into Margex, and I don't like that font, but we're going to use that for tonight. But we're going to talk about, we're going to try to set some positions. We're going to try to figure out the best way for us to make a little bit of money. Here's what my challenge is going to be. This one makes me nervous, okay? I'm going to put $5,000 into, I don't know how many cryptos yet. I don't know how many, but we're going to go through, we're going to start looking, we're going to try to figure out what the best strategy is over the next couple of days. We're going to figure out, do we make any money? Now, here's going to be the rules, all right? I put $5,000 into Margex. Maybe I'll do 10 trades. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. If I find something that looks good, and by the way, I have not looked at charts. I have no idea what's going on today, right now in the market. As a matter of fact, I'm just kind of, as I'm talking to you, I'm kind of looking at it, trying to figure out what's going on. I see Definity up 50% on the day, which is a pretty decent move. Glad to see that happening. Got a little bit of my money back. You know what I mean? So that's feeling pretty good, but I need to see what's going on in this market. Still feels like to me that there's downward momentum. So now Penguin says buy more Devi and Definity. And I don't know that that's going to be the case because it's going to be from Margex. So maybe not. We're going to find out. I'm going to start looking through. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. As a matter of fact, if you guys are interested, before we do this, I hate this thing at the top, Margex. I've already, that Margex thing right up there is like already pissing me off. So what we need, and this is where I go to get my fonts, right? So these are the ones that I say, fuck is there? Okay, so what do I need here? I need a blue one because Margex is in blue. Let's see what it looks like on that one. Does that look good enough? Looks good enough to me. So what we're going to do is before we get started, we're going to flip this because it is driving me out of my goddamn mind. It is I swear to you, it is driving me out of my mind just to look on my screen right now. And by the way, here's all my thumbnails. Privacy Matters. Here's Bitcoin. The Bears. Luna Classic. I got all my little, whatever the hell I do. So we're going to take this frame. This frame is a blue one, and we're going to upload, and we're going to add Margex into that frame right there. We're going to put Margex up here at the top. Then we're going to minimize it just a little bit. We want to be able to see it, but we don't want it to take up a ton of space. We want it to be right in the middle so that everybody can see it when they're coming in, right? That looks good. So we're going to take that. We're going to download it. We're going to upgrade it to 2560 by 1440, which is the default that I'm using. Then we're going to go into frames right here, and we're going to use the Margex frame, and boom, now we've changed it on the screen. Okay, perfect. All right, now we're going to get started. All right, so let's get into what's going on. Let's figure out how best to navigate this market. First of all, I'm going long on Bitcoin. So I just wanted to say that right away. We're going to do off of this, we're going into Bitcoin. Now, I am having a problem with the Margex chart is not launching for me. I don't know what that is. I feel like I was having a little bit of internet problems when I started, and it doesn't seem to have solved itself at this point. So now I don't know exactly what's happening here. But here's what I do know. Okay, we've got an RSI at 42, which means has it dipped far enough yet? That's the question that we're going to be asking, right? Has it dipped far enough? And by the way, if we don't enter, we're going to set entry positions. So I think that should be fair enough. Now, the place that I gave you as my entry position before on this was going to be right there. That was going to be my entry position. That's the one that I told you guys a couple days ago. And that's the one, by the way, that when we got this move right here, we entered and we got, made a few bucks off of it. But here we go. We're going to, and by the way, that spot right there, there's no magic to it. That's just the top of the previous range. So what you see when this happens is, I think the best way to do that is to explain it to you before we get started. So when you see a top and you start to hit the top, then people start to short the market and they use a leverage position. And that's where your liquidity comes into play. So we have people here that start shorting the market right here. Now, by the way, there's people shorting the market here that get liquidated. There's people that short the market all over the place. But when people short the market and they catch the top, then the liquidity pool appears right here in the 5x range, in the 10x range, in the 15x range, right in this sort of zone, right? Now, when that happens, you've got this downward momentum. You've got these people that, we've got this little surge to the downside. Then guess what happens? The people who are holding it long term, they get liquidated. Okay. Now, other ones make their profit along the way. So that's what I'm looking at. And that's why that's an important zone, point of control, call it what you will. So what we had here was we had a bounce right here, a strong bounce up to an all-time high. I do feel like Bitcoin is still in that zone for an all-time high. I think we're going to look at global liquidity. Global liquidity is still flowing to the positive. We're still, we're up and away. Now, the market has not done that. We look at this and we see here that, despite the fact that we kind of match up pretty well on these markets, despite that fact, and by the way, this is kind of drawn out a little bit. What I want to do is I want to right now, I got it set to 100 days. So I want to add, or I want to take it to, I want to say 85 days. Let's see if that works. So we take it to 85 days, and I'm not feeling that. That bump right there feels like it's right there. Like this market structure, no matter what, all of this feels like we are in like a wrong position. Everything is taking a little bit too long before we start that next leg up. So I think that when we get to this spot right here, it's going to be a violent leg up. Now, let me go back here. I want to add 10 more days to it just to get kind of a 10 days. I want to see what that looks like. That's getting pretty close right there. So what we haven't seen, however, is we haven't seen the big breakout, okay? Not seen that big breakout. We need to see Bitcoin take off. Now, what are we seeing in the market? What we're seeing in the market is we're seeing a little bit of a run on Bitcoin. We're seeing Bitcoin start to dump a tiny bit, but what we're seeing is way more red in altcoins. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for this break right here to this line. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, and we're not doing that. That is out of control. But we're going to do a nice little 5X right here. And we are going to do 1,000. All right. So we're going to put $1,000 in at 5X leverage. And we are going to buy on the market at 112,085. All right. So my estimated liquidation price is 89,803. I'm going to increase that. You know what? We're going to do 10x. We're going to add a little bit to this. No, we're going to leave that at 1,000, and we're going to move this up to. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this position, and with that we're not going to 80-something thousand. So let's do 10x leverage on this. And my liquidation point is going to be 100,999. So we're going to enter All right. So we have one in right now. Son of a bitch. You know what I did? Just fuck this up. So we're going to have to add 900 to it and do the same thing again. God damn it. Okay, so it doesn't merge. Are you going to be fucking kidding me? Oh my God. Okay, so God damn it. All right, so we're going to close. No, you know what? We're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. 810. We're going to put in 8,100 right here. And then we're just going to buy it right there. Okay. Now we got $1,000 in. This is my first time, by the way, doing leverage trading on Margex. So I don't have it down right. So anyway, we got 3 longs for just ridiculous goddamn amounts at this point. But we're going to take Bitcoin long at this position. The reason for that is very simple. I do think that there is another surge coming to the market. I don't know that it's going to include altcoins, but if it does include altcoins, then I want to come down here. I'm going to ignore Ethereum for right now. I'm going to ignore Solana, despite the fact that I think Solana has been very strong. Fundamentally, it's been very, very strong. And I'm going to come all the way down here. While it's down today, I'm going to pick Arrow and I'm going to pick Pendle. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to pop this open. We're going to take Arrow if we can. We can't do that one. Let's see if we can do Pendle. We can't do Pendle on, am I doing futures? Yeah. All right. That would have been fucked up. So we can't do those. I'm going to go around here and I'm going to try to find some that I think are, feeling kind of hot right now that, might have an opportunity to pop off. So let's go over to boom, 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 boom. All right. In the top 100, in our crypto bubbles for the week. This is a week where we've had a lot of pressure on the market and we're looking for a winner. Near Protocol right now, to be fair, guys, if you have not been paying attention, Near Protocol is the fastest. It is the fastest blockchain around at the moment. So that is a really good sign for Near Protocol. Now, whether or not that stays that way, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to stay that way or not. But for right now, it's pretty lightning fast. By the way, for those of you that didn't see today, Devi does have their website up. So we're not interested in SHIB. We're not doing that. OP, I'm not a fan. I don't think we're going to worry about OP. Conflux, we're going to skip that one for right now. I like it, but not feeling it right now. BNB. Where is BNB? For the last week, because BNB is trading around $1,000 right now, which is crazy when you consider it. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there we go. It's up 6.7% right now. Currently sitting at $1,018. Guys, I feel like I missed that. We're gonna skip that one. Let's move into the next right here. AIC, Merle, Avantis. Look at this. Look at Avantis. Look at Avantis, guys. God damn it. What a good win this was. Up 100% on the week. And I think I have $300 in it. So, $300 now. So, damn, that was a good one. And we did promos on it. We did videos on it. This could have been a life-changing sort of run here. No. I don't see anything stable. That's pretty funny. I don't see anything right there. So nothing's really standing out to me. So we're going to go over here. We're going to look at where we at in the market. All right. It's about 618. The market looks like it's what's going to pump first? That's the question. What do you guys think? What's going to pump first? And we'll see if it's available on Margex. Remember, Margex is going to have a limited supply. Everything's not going to be available there. It's not the largest exchange, but it is a nice one. So VeChain, I don't feel. Ethereum. Okay, you know what? Maybe we should look at Ethereum one more time and see if we can build some kind of thesis here that Ethereum. How about this? What if we were to do this? Let's go right here, 39.47. Let's go to 39.50. Let's set a buy order right now on, we don't want to do cross. All right, so this is going to do a market buy. We're going to do a limit order on Ethereum. All right, so we'll take a pop here, take Ethereum. We're going to set an isolated buy. We're going to do 10x leverage again. And that feels like a lot. That feels, God, I don't like it. You know what? We're doing 5x leverage on Ethereum. We're doing 5x leverage on Ethereum. And then we're going to take it for 1,000 times 5 is going to be 5,000. So we're going to do 5,000. And we're going to set a limit order. And that limit order is going to be 3,950. So we're going to set a buy for 3,950 with a liquidation price of 3,167. Let's move this up just a little bit. Here's what I think is going to happen to Ethereum. I think that if Ethereum breaks down, it's probably going to break down into that 3,700 range. So I feel like I have a little bit of leverage here. So let's pop that up to 7x and let's see what that liquidation looks like. 33.88. All right. So we're going to pop this up a little bit more to 9x, and then we're going to see what that looks like. 35.14. All right. So if we go 39.50 and we go 7x, there we go. Okay. So, oh, I changed it. So we're still going to be 500 bucks, whatever. Anyway, we're going to cash these out tomorrow, by the way. We're trying to make this money right now in this market. We're trying to make it for today. Well, that's kind of wild. I'm sorry, little guy. Oh, I just killed a spider. God damn it. For those of you who don't know, I like spiders. I didn't mean to kill him. I thought it was a dust thing. I thought it was a little piece of dust floating around. All right. So anyway, we're set at 39.50 right now. It's going to take me a few minutes to get the hang of this right now. I put 600 in here because I did 9x. Son of a bitch. I did it again. I did it again because I can't do math worth of shit, or at least my brain is not working worth of shit right now. So let's do the same thing with Solana. We're going to set the Solana entry right here at $207. We're going to go a little bit bigger. So we're going to pop over here. We're going to pop up Solana. We're going to do a limit order here at 207. And we're going to do that one with 8x. And we want 8x. It's going to be 8,000. So we're going to buy long right there. Okay. Derek says that is bad luck. I know, dude. I'm a fan of spiders. I just thought it was a little dust bunny thing, but yep. By the way, I'm not superstitious. I'm not superstitious at all. I don't read your stupid books, about the kids from the Middle East and, all of the Jews with names like Matthew and Mark. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? What? XRP. So I told you at 270, I thought XRP was going to be a good buy, and it got a good bounce already. Is there a chance that it goes to 270 again? I'm not feeling that. If it goes to 270 again, I think it's going to be a sign of it dumping. So same thing here with Link. Link did exactly what we said it was going to do, and then it bounced strong. So I'm not feeling that one. SWE. Okay, let's take some risk here on SWE. Here's what I want to do. I want to go here to the bottom here at around 320. I want to set an entry at 320 on SWE, and let's see what happens there. All right. And what are we going to do here? We're going to do on SWE, we're going to do that 8x again. And we're going to do 8x, going to be 8,000. So that's going to be boom, 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 boom. What do I say? What fucking price? 320. All right. So 320. So we're going to set it for 320 with a liquidation point of $2.80. I think I'll take that. I think I'll take 280 as a liquidation point, which is below where I think it's going to dip in case it does dip, just in case I'm wrong and in case it doesn't go. I think we got a little bit of range here. 290 is my bounce zone. So I think we're good there on the risk. By the way, this is not perfect. It's not exact science. Also, I'm going to be setting this up for copy trading very soon. I got to get approval for it. So I'm waiting for the approval, and then we'll be doing copy trading. And if you want to trade along with me, then we can start doing that as well. So also, one of the things that I am noting in the markets right now is there's a lot of volume. Okay. There's a lot of volume. Everybody who's anybody is buying Bitcoin right now. We're looking at Michael Saylor buying Bitcoin. We're looking at Metaplanet buying Bitcoin. We're looking at the Trump administration giving authorization to 401ks to buy Bitcoin, to add it to their portfolio. So when we're looking at what's happening right now, if we're looking at this dip, we're looking at this crazy sort of downward momentum right now. Do you know what we're seeing? We're seeing market manipulation. Now, the question is, how much manipulation can the market bear? And the answer to that is going to be a lot. There is a lot to bear. Remember, there's a lot of people selling off in the stock market. There's a lot of people doing a lot of different things. But I have a feeling that this administration, the Trump administration, is incentivized to come up with reasons for you to invest in Bitcoin. And by the way, remember, they're holding a big bag themselves. So is the United States. So they have every reason right now to do this. So for SWE, we're going to go ahead and set that buy. Now, this is the one right here. So Avalanche was feeling really strong the last couple of days, right? We got that rip down to $30. We got that entry right there. It broke and it went right back up, all the way up to $36. So I think that Avalanche is pretty strong right now. So we're going to enter Avalanche. We're not even going to bother with that dip. We're going to set it 30. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so we're going to clear in a few minutes. The market's going to clear overnight. China's going to wake up. Japan's waking up right now. Japan, what are the Japan bond yields? 10-year treasury yields on Japan. Let's look at that and see where they are. If they're at all-time highs still, they're not at all-time highs. No, they are at all-time highs. Okay, so, all right, let's do this. Japan bond yield. Let's see what it looks like right now in the news. Japan's 2-year government bond rises to the highest since 2008. Surging bond yields are a headache for U.S. treasuries. Japan's long-term government bond yields have surged to multi-decade highs. It's over and over and over again. Hits a 16-year high on rate hike bets. Expectations of a Bank of Japan rate rise have pushed Japanese government bond yields to levels last seen in 2008 as policymakers. All right, so this might be a bad start to the day in these markets, but we're down 22 billion. You know what? We're going for it. God damn it, we're going for it. Okay, we're going to do Avalanche. Okay, we are only doing 5x leverage on Avalanche, though. We're going to do 5,000. And we are doing a limit order. No, we're doing a market order, and we're going to buy it right now. All right, so there we go. Okay. Let's see where we are right now. All right, so we're down a little bit on a few of the we're down on the Bitcoin right now. The Avalanche might get a little bit of a dip. Now, let's see if we get any of these registering right now for some positive flow. All right, so now let's go into a little bit of risk. What could we risk for the BISC? I don't like HBAR. Near protocol. Let's see. Can we get into near over here? Yeah, we can get into near. All right. So we're going to do $1,000 on near. We're going to do $444 on near. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do 10x. And we're going to do 44.44. Wait, 44.44. Oh, it won't let me do that. All right, so it's going to be 44.44. And we're going to buy on the market right now. We're going to buy Near Protocol. I got a feeling about Near Protocol. All right. So we'll see how that one plays out. And then we got one more that we got to do here, or maybe we can do two at 5x leverage and just see what happens. All right. You know, the more I do this shit, the more I think maybe the market's not going up. God damn it. What am I looking for here? You know what? Let's take a Bleeves level. API 3 is not in there. DE, we don't see any DevE, we don't see Definity. Now, DevE has not gone to listings on exchanges yet, so I wouldn't think that it'd be there, but I mean, you never know, right? So, what's the news on NVIDIA? NVIDIA got banned in China. That's not good for Fetch AI. That's not good for Render. Let's go look at Render down here and see how it's all right, Render is down 2.5%. Not feeling Render, not at this range. However, look at that. Like, okay, you know what? Let's so if I'm on Render and I'm looking at Render like this right here, and I'm looking at Render like this right here. That look like a breakout and that you're at the bottom of the range right there on Render. Let's see if we can get Render. Let's see if we can get rendered RN. Nope. Okay, so we can't do Render. Algorand, Mana, no. Sushi, no. Arbitrum, no. Conflux, nope. SWI, we just did SWI, right? We did SWI. We did Bitcoin. We did Ethereum. We didn't do, did we do Solana? I don't remember if we did Solana or not. I'm going to put it up there just in case. I'm not, BNB I think has already run too much. Yes, that is true, but this market is not responding right now to all of these things. Like these markets are not, and by the way, money is still flowing in. If what I'm looking for right now is a break in gold. If gold starts to break at all, Bitcoin is going to explode. That's what I'm looking for. And basically what we're doing right now is we're betting that that is going to be the next move, that that's the next thing that's going to happen right now. Ton coin, we've got Tron. There it is. There it is. Tron. Justin Sun, we're going to put our last $1,000 into Tron. That's what I want. God damn it. You found me. So what are we going to do here? We're going 5X. We're going 5X and we're going all in on Tron. And are we going to do it at the market price? Are we going to do it at the market price? Am I going to do it at the market price? I'm doing it at the market price. God damn it. I'm doing it at the market price. Woo, shit. Okay, so I just put, God damn it. Okay, I just put $5,000 into these fucking positions here right now. All right, so where are we? We're up $11 right now on Near Protocol. We've already made a. It's got to keep running, but we're up $11 right now on Near. We're up $8 on Avalanche. So that might offset. Now these are short term. We're taking this within 24 hours. We're going to pop this out again within that 24 hours, and we're going to see exactly what we get. Now, if you guys want to do this, all you got to do is go back here, read listen to it, sign up at Margex. The link is in the description down below. And then you can trade the same amount. I'm going to set up copy trading over here. Provided we're successful here. Fuck. Okay. So provided we're successful, then I'm going to set up a believe it or not. What do you think? Create your strategy is going to be believe it or no. You guys remember that? Does anybody know what Believe It or Not came from? Does anybody remember? And do you remember who said it on TV? Actually, we'll set it up later. We're going to set one up. I'm going to call it Believe It or Not, and we'll see if we can win this. So we got our setups right now. We got our spots. By the way, it was Ripley's Believe It or Not. It was a TV show. I think it was the 70s, might have been the 80s. And Jack Palance was the guy who did that. If you don't know who Jack Palance is, that's good because I don't really know either. He was just a really freaky looking dude that had a very, very funny voice. He was in, let's see what movies he was in. He was in City Slickers. He was in Shane. He was in Tango and Cash. He was in Sudden Fear. He was a vampire in something at one point too. Legacy. Is there a filmography for this guy? Yeah, we got a filmography here. In the 60s, Kill a Dragon, Madigan's Horseman. Yeah, we got to go a little bit up here. Come on. There was something that he was in that to me, he was just like, ugh. Young Guns. He was Murphy from the Murphy Dolan gang. There we go. So he played Lawrence Murphy in Young Guns. By the way, despite the fact that Young Guns was Emilio Estevez, Carlos Estevez, Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, despite the fact that it was all those guys, a lot of the lore around the Lincoln County War, really, really cool. If you haven't, you should probably check that out. Anyway, Lawrence Murphy was a dry goods dealer, and he was the #1 dry goods dealer in Lincoln County, and he did not like Leo Tunstall. Tunstall was a guy who had a farm, and he was also a dry goods guy that had a lot of he was not popular amongst people in town because he was Irish or something like that. He had just gotten there, and Murphy was trying to keep him down. And he, in order to get protection, he started hiring these young kids. One of the kids happened to be Billy the Kid, to kind of stay there and protect his farm. And then he got killed by the Murphy. It's called Murphy Dolan because there was James Dolan also. But the Murphy Dolans had him killed, allegedly. And then the kids, they went to the sheriff who deputized them, and they started bringing in all of the people that they witnessed killing Leon Tunstall. So that was the story behind it. And then it gets a little bit deeper because one of the early guys that stayed with Tunstall was a guy by the name of Pat Garrett, who ended up becoming a sheriff and hunted down and killed Billy the Kid, allegedly. I think he did, but anyway, if you didn't like the Young Guns movie, actually read up on the Lincoln County War. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Bon Jovi going down in a blaze of glory. Now that was part 2, I think. Wasn't it part 2? I mean, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was part 1. I feel like it was part 2 though. God damn it. Now, was it Blaze of Glory? It was in part 1 or part 2? Motherfucker. Now you got me. All right. Release, reception, sequels. Okay. Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory. Here we go. I wake up in the morning and I raise my weary head. All right. So what movie is Blaze of Glory from? Young Guns 2. I was right. God damn it. Boom. It was Young Guns 2. I feel like this was a shoestring budget. I feel like the Young Guns movie was really kind of a shoestring sort of thing. Dermot Mulroney. He was in one of them too. I feel like there's a couple more. Terrence Stamp played Tunstall. Who played Charlie? Oh, man. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, we got our setups right now. We're in our positions, And I guess the only thing left right now is to cross our fingers and see what happens here. So what we're going to do here is tomorrow, I'm going to watch these over the course of the day. We're going to come revisit them tomorrow morning on the live stream, and we're going to see how we're doing. I did not set a stop loss. So if a catastrophic event happens, I just lost $5,000, and you guys better be great fucking tippers. Okay. But we're also not at 30 on the fear and greed index. If we get lucky enough to do this, then we're going to start looking at that fear and greed index, the FAG. Fear and greed, that spells fag. So we're going to do we're going to, if we get to the 30 on the fear and greed index, we are going all in on Bitcoin. Okay. That's going to be the ultimate strategy and the ultimate goal right there. I can give you entry positions on some of these other ones that I think are going to be valid. And again, we're not hitting some of our entry positions. We're actually doing this. I felt like I wanted to do this for you guys, and I'm feeling pressed, which is why we took a few and then we hedged on a few just in case we have another little downturn, something like that. That's why we went with low leverage. That's why I think we're going to be fine. But again, I try to keep my leverage pretty low. I feel like this market is ready for an explosive move, but it's got to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin will drag the rest of the market up, and then we'll see what happens. Now, for the rest of it, let's talk about Definity, because look at this. Definity has broken out to prices we haven't seen in 3 weeks. So it's not that much, but we're getting money coming back into Definity. Now, I did take the liberty of going to the Definity website and look around, and I went to Definity Markets on X to see, is there something that's happening here? Is there some kind of, something? No. The only thing we have here is in digital asset markets, institution demand more than speed. Now, so I didn't see anything there. And then I went to replies, by the way, and guess what? Definity is talking about Coin Bureau. Definity was out here replying to Bitcoin Junkies, Bitcoin Archives. They were replying to Coin Market Cap, Coin Telegraph. So they were actually getting pretty active this morning and yesterday. Here's Altcoin Daily, Bitcoin Magazine. So somebody over there at Definity is actually paying attention to what's going on, and they're starting to talk. And look, here's the thing. They don't have a huge group. They only have 6,900 followers there. But when you learn about it, you actually get kind of fascinated. So this is Forex trading at its finest. By the way, never talked to anybody from them after, like I still no response. So I have no idea, what's happening or what's going on, but they seem engaged. So the question at this point is, son of a bitch, you know what I didn't even think of? Telegram. Kiss my ass. I didn't even think about Telegram. Let's go down here and see if they got one. Onboarding. No, nothing. Posts, support, no. Market platform, API, open an account, nope. No, they got nothing. To open an account, there's a client onboarding portal. All right, here's how you get onboarded. All right, so maybe they have one, maybe they don't. We'll see. Oh, son of a bitch. You know what? Let's just go here. Why did I think of this? Duh, because I'm stupid. How the fuck do you all know that? All right, let's go in here. Let's open this on Telegram desktop, and then let's join the group. What's good? Oh, I have to do this. Please send the characters displayed within the time frame 215833. All right. Now, what's good? There we go. Okay. Also, they've got a spaces that they did this morning. No, I don't know how far back there. That's back in August. They haven't done a spaces since August. Not very active. Not very active. All right, so we'll see what happens there. But it's a nice little break towards the upside. If it can fill out this, and here's the thing, by the way, I get annoyed when I see, you know, charts take a shit like that. But here's the thing. Look at this chart. And I mean, this chart is years old, right? And it always seems to have those spikes. So if I'm buying a dip right here, then it looks like I always end up getting a nice little rip over here. And more often than not, we get into this range right here at about a 9 million market cap, which is a nice, easy 3x from where we are right now. A nice, easy 3x for me would be about $3,000. So I'll hold on to that for a little while, kind of see how this takes me, where it goes, you know, something like that. If it gets a little momentum, then, you know, it could break out. And the important part here is to recognize that when it launched, it went to 127 million market cap. Now, it actually says 837 million market cap. I don't know where that came from. That could just be like a pre-sale. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea how this launched and, you know, what it did during that pre-sale. That's, you know, that to me looks like ICP. If you guys remember how ICP went, like ICP launched at $500 a coin. And it's now like $10 a coin. And it's a valid project in the top 100 of cryptos, but it just had a massive market thing. So anyway, this is the biggest candle we've seen from them in a very, very long time, other than a dump here and a dump here. We haven't seen a big candle like this since May of 2025 when we got that candle. Then it went sideways for, it looks like 10 days, and then it popped even higher. So if we see the same sort of thing, if we're looking at this right here happening again, then you could be looking at a 2x, something like that. So, you know, it might be a good play. In my mind here, Forex is the future of, guys, the important thing is this. We know that stable coins are coming. We know that stable coins will be in different currencies. There's going to be a Russian ruble stablecoin. There's going to be a Japanese. The fuck do they trade in Japan? It's yen in China, right? What is the dollar in Japan called? Mr. Roboto? I like, how the fuck do I not know? Yen, Japanese yen. The fuck out of here. Okay, kiss my ass. Oh, Chinese is the yuan. Chinese is yuan, right? No, the renminbi is the official currency. What the fuck? Holy shit. Yuan. It's Chinese yuan. All right. Whatever. That's a rupee, right? India is rupee. Yeah, India is rupee. Anyway, these guys can change. These guys can trade all of that for you. So that is a big market that trades trillions of dollars per day. So if they get a little traction, I mean just a little traction, then this thing goes to 100 million market cap. I don't need it to go further than that. It goes to 100 million market cap. I'm going to feel really good with my decision. You know what I mean? Vietnam loves the dong. I'm just going to say that right now because it's true. Vietnam loves the dong. That's just science. It's just science. It's science. All right. So there you have it. All right. Oh, by the way, for those of you that, I don't know if you play video games or anything, but you guys want to see my Marvel Strike Force team? I've been playing. What happened to China unbanning crypto in the fourth quarter? You know what? I don't know. I do not know. I'm still waiting to see, you know, I'm still waiting for anything, any kind of positivity coming out of China. One of the things that I read was that China has decided that they are, they're gonna, continue to be obstructionist. They've gone after Hong Kong to get them to stop using real world assets. China is apparently fearful. They're fearful that US will invade their market, that other countries will start to buy up assets in their markets, and they will no longer have control over everything in their markets. That's apparently what's going on right now. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, for anybody who plays, here's my roster. This is not my best. These are not my best guys. Ultimus, I'm still leveling him up. I'm still leveling up Iron Man, Morgan Le Fay, Spider-Man, Ultron. Some of these are just because I need them for a couple of different dungeons, you know, whatever they're called in here. But my top guys right now are Human Torch, Dath, Blade, Jean Grey, Punisher, Emma Frost, Hercules, Captain America, Havoc, and Groot. Real depressed about Captain America, by the way. He's a piece of shit, like just weak, just absolutely the weakest character. I put a lot of resources into him. He ain't shit. He doesn't know what the fuck, man. He doesn't have a team that really resonates. Like he doesn't like you can make a team, but I also have Captain Carter, which is she's leveled up to 454 though. Doesn't have a you know, but she's a healer. Captain America is a protector, and then there's Captain Britain, and Captain Britain is also a protector. If you can get some power, 173,000 damage, which is not bad. He's got 2.5 million health. And by the way, he's at level 100, and I don't have him, like, he's just not high up, right? But if I leveled him up like Captain America, he has 197. So I feel like if I leveled up Captain Britain to the same level as Captain America, he's going to be so much stronger. So he's just going to be a much better protector overall, which again makes Captain America fucking worthless. So anyway, there's my teams. I got plenty of leveling up still to do. I don't have anybody maxed out. I started playing this thing like a month ago. You know what I mean? Any Captain China or Russia? No, but there is. Let's go down here. I don't level them up. I collect a bunch of them, but I never level them up. There is. Wait for it. There's War Machine. I like War Machine. I think he's part of. I think he's a good one to pair with Captain America, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not going to waste. It costs too much. Here we go. Shang-Chi. We got Shang-Chi. He's there's your Chinese Captain America. By the way, he doesn't wear armor, but he's got the same level of resistance as fully armored characters. So also there is the fat guy that was played by that David Harbour. Who's the fatty that was played by David Harbour? The Russian. Oh, here we go. Omega Red. I got my Russian. He's only level 20 or 47. He's only level 47. I started building him, and then I realized, like, I don't like him. We can level him up a little bit. I got like 30 million of these green things. Proxima Midnight. We got her. I got a bunch of the Thanos characters, but when I got the Thanos characters, they're let me see what they're called. The Black Order. I got all the Black Order characters, but they don't do anything. So, you know, or at least they've already been passed by. The best characters right now are the Annihilators. And I don't have all the Annihilators. I've got Ultimus to level 100. I've got Surfer at level 70, but I unlocked two diamonds on Silver Surfer. So I need one more star. So I need, 59 more Silver Surfers. And then I need I need 2 red stars, and then I'll have Surfer almost fully leveled. And he would be a lot better. Of course, at a level 100 and stuff like that. I mean, you can look at Ultimus. Ultimus does 327,000 damage with 6.7 million health. Surfer, 700,000 health, 32,000 damage. Just not even close. But Surfer was really good for me at the beginning of the game. He was really good at the beginning of the game. I just, I just started listening to what people were saying. Also, I bought a couple of packs to level them up. Then you have this Thanos right here, which is an Annihilator. He pairs really good, I guess, with Ultimus. So if you want to put those together, and Gore the God Butcher, which I liked him as well. He's got 94,000 damage at level 80. So he's also super strong. So if you put those 3 together, I think you have a really good team. And then you have Gladiator. Gladiator is a fucking monster. He's a protector. So if you level him up, then I think that between those 4, or, include the Silver Surfer in that as an Annihilator, that is the best. That's currently the best PvP team, or the best war team, or something like that. So, but what we do is you go into the arena and you start battling, and then you just kind of mix and match. My team right now, my best team, I think, my opinion, is this right here. And then I take Groot as a healer, and then let's throw Ultimus in there for some DPS. And then it just matches you up with other players, and you're able to start fighting all these fucking people. Takes a second before they pop up on the screen. But this guy's got less health than me. He's got Kahori, and Kahori is the one you want to take down first. She's real fast. Usually the first person to shoot. Yeah, she shot first. Kahori runs really fast, and she's also a healer. So you want to get her off the field as fast as possible. But Miss Marvel applied taunt, so now we're going to have to whoop on her ass a little bit. Blade, by the way, is my favorite character for this right now, because he does an AoE, which is really nice. And of course, we didn't get her knocked down. All right, so we got down 1. And this chick right here, for those of you that don't know, if you watch Daredevil, you'll know who that is. Death. She's actually Karen Page. Karen Page was turned into a vampire in this game. Why don't you trade Andy on ETH for leverage? What the fuck? There's no way. That's nonsense. All right. Well, looks like we're going to lose this one. There's no way I can win at this point. I might be able to heal myself once or twice, but Groot does not do enough damage to do anything. Not for the amount of time that it would take 3-on-1. Like there you go. I'm going to lose that one. This is called Marvel Strike Force. Anyway, we'll continue right there. So, Johnny Human Torch is like my highest leveled character. He was the easiest person to level in the beginning of the game, so I still stick with him. But, I mean, you could easily just sub in Jean Grey, who's also pretty good, but she doesn't have any benefit. And Punisher doesn't have any benefit. I changed it to the one from the TV show. Emma Frost is a controller, and she's kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. She hits really, really hard, but she also controls. And what she does, which is really cool, is she takes whoever's got the strongest DPS and she mind controls them when she uses her ultimate special, and she uses their special on whoever she's fighting against. And this guy's got over 1 million on multiples over here. I'm not going to beat this guy. And like the first move right here, if I don't get the first move, I don't know who the best people are to go fast. Vulture for sure, Kahori for sure. And I didn't level up Kahori. So she's only like level 95 or something like that. I bought her. But you can see right here, like I have no shot right now. I'm going to lose before I even get I haven't even shot yet. Once you get some fast, like it's all about having some really fast characters here. We're just going to heal ourselves and just let them win. Anyway, oh, also this is for your phone. I just have BlueStacks. There we go. All right, so we got that. Boom. And then we'll close that. And then we have this one, which is ridiculous. It's baseball. The worst part of this one is you can't play this baseball game on the screen. The only thing you can do is autoplay. And you can autoplay your way to leveling up, but you have to play on your phone because when you go to bat or you go to pitch, like right, if I click play ball, then what it's going to do, if I do this, then I can't move this thing around. So if I do that, and then like ready, and then I try to move it, I can't move it anywhere. So all I can do is just kind of swing and spray and pray, if you will. So there's really nothing that I can do with, you know what? Let me see if I can. Yeah, there's no way you can play, and you can't pitch either. Bull Run is not almost over. Like we haven't even really seen it yet. Anyway, so I can sit here and I can auto play the game for a little while, stuff like that to level up. But you got to play it on the phone. You got to play it on the phone. Also, for those of you that like phone games, I don't know how you feel about tower defense, but I'm a tower defense nut. One of my favorite games is Grid: The Awakening. And I did like playing, what's that fucking stupid game? Plants vs. Zombies. I like playing that one back in the old days. Anyway, so we come through with a victory there, but and you don't play anybody. So it's not like this game is not like you don't, it's just there's, you know what I mean? Nothing really to it here. Let's close that out. And then I've got Galaxy Defense. Now, Galaxy Defense is just like phone. It doesn't go widescreen. Claim all my shit here. Boom. Auto Patrol 1, 2, 3. So you have this character up here, and you can just kind of level it up. This guy right here. There's a couple different. I haven't unlocked anything on it, but you know. It's got also it's got arm guns. I've unlocked quite a few. I've locked five of the arm guns. They don't really do very much. Guardian final damage is up 6% with this. You get another one, and you can star up it to level 9, stuff like that. Like the more you get, the more you level up a little bit, and the stronger you get. And then every day you come in and you fight these levels, and then once like a month or something like that, the arc opens. It opens in 2 days from now. And then the arc opens, and you just have to run through milestones. You go 10 levels and you get this, 20 levels, you get this, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, all the way up to 160. And then you get rewards for like winning. I don't have time for that shit. You know what I mean? So I do what I can. Anyway, so there we go. Somebody did say, though, why don't you trade Andy on ETH on leverage? Oh, man, that's crazy, man. Like, that's fucking wild. Andy's on base. Why would it? Yeah. Andy's on base. And look at this. This is the chart you want to buy. You don't want to leverage trade it, but you certainly wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if you look at it. You know, if you take a, you know, let's look at this real quick. Now you got me curious. Okay, so if it breaks down any more, if it comes back down into this line right here, like if it comes down to like a 2.4 million market cap tomorrow, maybe we'll do it. But it's gonna have to break down a little bit more. This is too risky of a position. And by the way, I know that's you're splitting hairs right there, but your leverage position is going to be real tight on one of these. So, you know, you want to get at least down into where you have a shot at a break to the upside. And by the way, when it breaks to the upside, based on this chart right now, it's barely going to break. You know what I mean? Like it's going to break from 2.4 up to about 3.6 million, unless it actually gets a confirmed breakout. So if it does this, and then it pops back up here and then bounces off of that, then it could go maybe there to about 7 million market cap. That really looks like about it. At least for now. I mean, you never know what happens when the bull run actually hits. You never know what happens when if we ever get like an actual breakout, you know. We're down $2 billion on the day. Looks like the market is mostly green in trading. Bitcoin down a little bit. Ethereum down a tiny bit. It's early. Looks like the markets are spooked, but that is the perfect time for this to happen. Now, ultimately, let's close this out because I'm going to get out of here. Ultimately, it's this right here, okay? The market, Bitcoin is continuing to move up, okay? Bitcoin has not had a blow off yet, all right? It is not just absolutely gone crazy. Now, money is still flowing into the markets, not markets like crazy. One of the single best months in all of crypto is October, which we jokingly refer to as Uptober, right? So we look at our data and we look at our Bitcoin returns and we look at it by month and look at the curious thing about September. For September, we had 6 straight dump months, and then we've had barely any pump in September, but we have had pump, okay? However, largely speaking, negative 3% overall in all 12 of these, okay? So what we can develop from that thesis is that that's not a good month. The median on it is down 3%. The median on August is down 7%. We were down 6%. The median on July is up 8%. We were up 8% in July. So this is actually playing out. So what are we looking at now? Well, if our thesis is correct here, 21% October, 10% November. So what do we have going on right now? There's only been 2 negative months in all the Octobers. So is it over? No. As a matter of fact, it looks like we're going to get an absolute breakout getting ready to happen. Like this is what it looks like. So what if we get the average on Bitcoin of 20%? Well, first of all, we have to know where Bitcoin's going to land at the end of this month. Okay. And that is no small feat. We might be looking at a dip. I don't think so. It doesn't look like that in the market. It doesn't appear to be that way, that we would get a massive dump. But anything is possible because the markets are trying to scam you and they're trying to steal from you. But if you just consider 21% from where we are right now, (21% is 4.6 trillion market cap. 21% for Bitcoin from where we are right now, 135,000, exactly where I told you we're headed next. I didn't make that shit up, by the way. I did my own figuring shit out to come up with that 134,796 number to make that shit up. But if we do the average pump, we're going to hit exactly where I told you guys we're going to hit. And by the way, if that were to happen, let's go back over and let's apply our thesis to the money flow index. Let's take this off. Let's apply it to the money flow index and say, what are we looking at right there? 134,000 right there. That's 134,000. If it doesn't happen there, then it happens at the end of the month right there. So there you have it. Then we're going to have a dump and then a pump into November. By the end of November, we're up to here, which is higher than we were before in market capital flowing into the market. And then we're going to have a December to remember leading up to Christmas. Then we're going to have some profit taking. We're going to have some shakeouts. Then we're going to see, wham, the market's going to continue to soar into tax time. By the way, let's go back and let's look at tax time. Tax time, we had 5 years in a row that it's been pretty bad, and it's kind of neutral, right? Kind of neutral. We had some good months. We had up 29% one time, up 14, down 16, up 39, kind of even, up 10%. February was negative, but look at this, 43% in February, 12% in February, 36%, 23%, 20%, 18. Average increase, 12%. So what are we looking at? What I told you guys before. The bull market is going to extend its way into either April, May, or June, in my opinion. After that, it's probably sell in May and walk away. And that's going to be the end of the bull run. But I think we have until May for capital to continue flowing. Now, the question at that point becomes, and this is very, very early, but the question at that point becomes, could we have a super cycle? Maybe. Maybe the super cycle is not just going to be what we're seeing right now. Maybe the super cycle is going to delay things a little bit, because I think that's what's happening. I think we're having a super cycle and then it's delaying just a little bit. I think Bitcoin is absolutely blowing it up. Bitcoin is at 112,000. So, I mean, what more could you ask for if you were holding Bitcoin? If you bought Bitcoin a couple years ago at $16,000, what more could you ask for? You've had this crazy run. You've had this crazy number. You're making money hand over fist. What more could you ask for? Your altcoins to pump, right? And some of them are pumping. So, when we zoom out and we start to look, I mean, some of them are pumping, and I think it's the major ones. And I think that people are underestimating the market at this point, because all the smart people are trying to tell you, oh, we're not going to have the market like we had it before. It's not going to be that way. It's going to be something totally different this time. Yes, it is, until it's not. So here's what I think is going to happen. We're going to get rich on Bitcoin. We're going to have a pump on Bitcoin. Once we've had a nice little pump on Bitcoin, Ethereum and Solana and XRP are going to erupt. While they're erupting, we're going to see things like SWI, things like Arrow, things like Pendle, things like Avalanche, things like Tron, things like maybe VeChain, maybe. We're going to see those start to move. We're going to see Link have a moment where Link is the biggest project, or feels like the biggest project in all of crypto for a short period of time. And you know what that means? When that happens, that Devi is going to rip at the same time, and API 3, Definity, all of those RWAs that I keep talking about, all those low caps, they're not going to be as big as Link. I'm not saying that, but they're going to have this nice moment, because everybody's going to decide we want RWAs, we want real world assets, we want this merger, this, whatever it is that whatever that the RWAs provide to you, that's what we want. And you're going to start to see mass adoption, and you're going to see a lot of speculation. The reason you're not seeing the speculation right now is because people believe that Bitcoin is going higher. That's it. That's it. You can fool yourself, by the way. You're welcome to be dumb. It's America. You're free to be dumb. But Bitcoin did not kick off altcoin season because people think Bitcoin is going higher. That's why Bitcoin has not caused altcoin season. Now, you may not like that. I don't like that, but that's the truth. That's why this is not happening. So until that happens, we just continue to accumulate. It's all going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth it. Okay. Some of these big rips that we're seeing right now, one of those is going to be ours. One of those is going to be DevE, by the way. One of those is going to be DevE. We're going to get that big rip. We're going to get that $1 billion project. When we get to that $1 billion project, we're all going to have a few $100,000. When we get that $5 billion rip on DevE, which will happen, we're all going to be millionaires. You know what I mean? Like that'll happen. I can't guarantee anything, but that is as sure a bet as I could tell you at this point. All right. It's NASDAQ. By the way, you guys didn't, I told you guys earlier that I had this and I was going to show it to you. And then I didn't because it kind of escaped me this morning. Boom, 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 boom. It was 9 this morning. Yeah, there it is. 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 Yes, 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 yes. All right. So there's that. There's that. And then let me come down here. I'm going to show you guys two things here that are just like, I mean, really, if you care about DevE, they really are just sort of jaw dropping. If they're true, and I don't have any reason to doubt them. This was, where's this? This is today at 9 a.m. It happened before 9 a.m. So there's the team. There's the, okay, so that's not it either. God damn it. Somebody out here put out a thing that said, in this group right here, no, here, what's today? Today's 23rd. It's not the official. No. You know what? Apparently I just suck. Anyway, I'll find it, but there's a couple of videos, and the video is Ray Quintana, the CEO, talking about that they have partnered with one of the biggest stock exchanges in the world. The end. That's all you need to know. And then you have Tom Anderson in another interview about 6 months ago, before he got scared to come on and get asked hard questions. Before that, what did he say? He said that they have partnered with one of the largest exchange builders to integrate DevE into one of the largest stock exchanges in the world. That their software, when it's ready and done and everything is in place, that, it's a paradigm shift in the way people transact. So everything is still, everything is still on. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Right now, by the way, as you guys can see, I've been putting in the work. Okay. I've been putting in the work. I've been getting the swole on. I've been doing everything that I can to get my body a lot leaner. 250 right now, trying to get down to about 220. I'll let you know how that goes. It's going to take a little bit of time because it took me, I just lost almost 100 pounds. You know what I mean? I just lost almost 100. Let me say that again. I lost almost 100 pounds. Holy shit. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what happens, but for those of you that are curious, currently I'm taking BPC 157 for healing. That's a healing agent. It's a peptide. I'm taking ipamorelin, which is a growth hormone. And I'm taking pineolon, which is for the pineal gland. It's supposed to do something really good for your brain and for your mitochondria and for repairing and regenerating blood vessels. So I'm on a 30-day cycle of all three of those at the same time. So I'll let you know how it's going. The reason that this is happening, by the way, sermorelin and BPC 157. Sermorelin was an older peptide. A growth hormone peptide. I went to ipamorelin because it's apparently like 3 times more effective than sermorelin. So that's why I went with that one. And hopefully it's going to work out. You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll be looking a lot better. We'll be looking a lot leaner. Oh, and by the way, I'm tanning every day too, like a bitch. So anyway, that's the story. That's the show. You guys have a good evening. Set your buys. Sign up at Margex. It certainly helps me out if you sign up at some of these places. There's other ones down there. There's Weeks. There's KCEX. Sign up wherever. Sign up at the Dev Exchange, because at some point, Dev Exchange is going to launch, and you're going to want to start using your DevE money. You're going to want to use your DevE to provide liquidity for that, because you're going to make a ton of money by doing that. Also, don't forget, when you make that ton of money, the reason that I say that is because the value of your DevE is going to be out of this world. Okay. If you have 30 or 40 or 50,000 DevE and it goes to $50, that's a couple $1 million. Okay. So you're gonna be able to throw $1 million into DevE and provide liquidity for these rich motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get richer off of this one. I think. Anyway, not financial advice. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys first thing in the morning.
I'm looking for the good life, good life.